Get us out of India. We're stuck here and we just want to get back home. We're not supposed to have been here for this long.
And we've had to adapt to living in India for such a long period of time.
And it's not been easy.
It's not been easy.
Little bit of a different video today.
It's day one of India's 21-day nationwide lockdown. 1.3 billion people are staying home in the biggest ever lockdown in the world.
The largest coronavirus lockdown in the world is happening right now in India. The country's 1.3 billion people are required to stay at home for 21 days.
Non-essential businesses have been closed, most flights and rail services have been stopped, and the busy Bollywood film industry has ground to a halt. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi said without the 21-day lockdown, the country could be set back 21 years.
Just over a week in, reports of harsh police crackdowns and a surge in positive coronavirus cases illustrate the difficulties the country faces in enforcing a nationwide lockdown.
We're stuck in India, as you guessed from the title, and it's not been easy. We are 3 months, coming into a 4th month down the line of being stuck here. We didn't anticipate this. It all started off with planning a quick vacation for a couple of weeks, and then lockdown. India was on the red list and on the global spotlight, and here we are today. We wanted to just share our experience with you on what it's like to be stuck here, right? There are challenges that we've had to come across, obviously, for being away from home for so long, especially being unplanned. One of them was being the accommodation. And thanks to Sash choosing a very reasonably priced place from the get-go, that's really helped us now for the amount of time that we've actually been here up to date, which is, as I said, 3 months. But what went actually into the planning? Why did we decide to come to Goa? Like, you planned it all. You say.
So since the pandemic hit, we hadn't traveled since a year, and we thought Goa being one of our favorite destinations, we thought it would be a good place to come over here and spend a vacation, which ended up in us being stuck. And
India was clear before we left, right? When we were planning the trip, India was completely clear. We were like, there's no problem with India. Let's go to India. And then our first week of being here, we were watching the news, and we soon discovered that cases are rising and India's on the global spotlight, and then boom, lockdown.
Yeah.
And then it hit home for us, like within the second week of being here, which was towards the end of our vacation. And all flights were restricted, all international flights. And you were looking on the news left, right, and center, right, to see if there was a way of getting out. With the lockdown, we learned all international flights were banned. And that meant to us
that we couldn't get back to Dubai. So UAE announced overnight that all flights were to be suspended from 24th of April, which gave us no time to even think about returning back to Dubai. Once flights were suspended, we tried looking for flights, but we had no luck finding them. This suspension went on for the next 15 days, for the next month.
Well, that's what they said, 15 days to start with. So it's like 28th of April, and then they said till the 6th of May. At that point, we were like, oh, okay, maybe we can just get out and we'll book the next flight. But you go on any airline website and then there's nothing until July. And we were like, oh my God, we're actually going to be stuck here indefinitely. And these goalposts getting pushed, didn't they? So the 6th of May went to the 15th of May. We waited till the 15th of May, and then they said the 30th of May.
Now it's June and we're still stuck over here. It's end of June and we're still stuck over here.
There is a curfew till 10 a.m. If you're out on the streets, you could get a fine if you're outside of the curfew. So we've got to head over to the grocery store to get our daily food, because ordering food, like you said, from the restaurant, it's not going to be long until you've gone through everything on the menu and you're just going to be sick of it. And it's not healthy to eat out all the time. So we go to the grocery store within the time of the curfew, which is where we've got to head now.
Yeah.
So
let's go.
Let's get on our bike and get to the grocery store. Yeah, there are quite a few restrictions on the road, and we've noticed the police have been around everywhere. On average, we're getting pulled over about once a day, which is getting frustrating. But what we've noticed is on the road, they're looking out for people being past curfew, of course, and the police are, stopping at random places, but they're doing it regularly. And one, if you're not wearing a helmet, they'll fine you immediately on the spot, which makes sense. I mean, internationally anyway, not just here. But you've got to be wearing a face mask when you're riding a bike as well.
Masks are very important in Goa, especially if you do not want to get fined. So it's been raining over here. It's already the monsoon season, and most of the restaurants weren't doing any delivery. So we were really fortunate to have a really nice lunch and dinner menu at our restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
It was quite convenient for us to just order food, and it came quick as well, so that was a plus point, right?
Yeah, that otherwise we would have been really stuck. And also, I'm quite happy to have had a bike. For the first 2 weeks that we were here on vacation, we got a Royal Enfield Himalayan, which was the first time riding one of those, and that was nice riding that. Really liked it. But we had to give that up because as soon as the lockdowns hit, we knew that we were stuck in India indefinitely. We decided to get a little scooty, lesser on cost, and just mainly lesser on cost. We wanted to keep our costs to a minimum because we don't know how much longer we're here till, right?
Yeah. But it saved us a lot of money as well.
It saves us money, and I'm glad to be on a bike, to be honest. Because the recent videos that you've seen on the channel about riding out in the desert, which certain person is going to come out on one of them soon, but riding around is definitely making me feel a little bit more at home because I miss it. I miss being in Dubai.
Yeah.
Anyway, we need to
go
rush.
then.
Yeah. So we don't actually need these out in the street, apparently. That's the rules. I mean, it's only in the supermarkets and stuff like that, which is where we've just arrived now. But they are strict inside. And the reason why we've mainly come here is because we felt it's better to get our food from a grocery store as opposed to spending lots of money, keep getting it from restaurants and takeouts or where we're staying at the hotel, because that can get very, very expensive and unhealthy if you continue to keep doing it, right?
Yeah. We've also faced a couple of restrictions when it's come to visiting supermarkets, pharmacies. First, we had the curfew from 7 a.m. in the morning to 1 p.m. in the afternoon, which was then reduced to 11 a.m. in the morning.
Even earlier.
So you just had like 4 to 5 hours to get your groceries and any supplies that you need before the entire day shuts. But now, as we have been 2 months into the lockdown, things have relaxed a bit. So in there are the normal restrictions. They're very strict about wearing your mask, even if it slips below your nose a bit. They tell you to put the mask right up.
So no half maskers.
Yeah, no half maskers. Also social distancing. They're very strict on that. So it's pretty safe when you're in the supermarkets out here.
Yeah, and we're definitely keeping our costs low, that's for sure. So, and it's not been easy to adapt, but we're super grateful that this supermarket is open because all other shops are closed. They're either scared to open because they're going to get fined, or they're simply not allowed, or they're scared because of infection. They don't want to open themselves up to infection. So we're very limited with where we can go. So yeah, we're going to go and get our stuff and then head back, try to beat the curfew so we don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
Shall we?
Let's go. Yeah, so when it comes to accommodation, we were really fortunate to find this place known as Grandpa's Inn on booking.com.
I mean, it was negative to start with, and that's not the mind space you want to be in, especially if you can't get home, you're stuck.
Yeah.
So positive.
So we like this resort basically because of the amenities, also because it had free breakfast included, which meant we could save some money on one of our meals.
Other than that, it's food from outside.
Yeah.
Restaurants, takeouts, and well, you can certainly start putting the pounds on fast if that's a daily occurrence. But also, you're going to go bankrupt very quick.
Yeah, it can get quite expensive because you're staying over here, well, we are staying over here without working, which means we are spending from our own money, and whatever we can save is an added benefit right now. So, so saving cost was a great thing. This place was a great place to stay at.
It's got good facilities, it's got a swimming pool, it's got a nice restaurant area, the little villa suites that we're staying in, this one behind us, is nice and comfortable, but there is only so much of 4 walls that you can take, and trust me, that's 3 weeks of a vacation, 2 to 3 weeks of vacation, you get away with it. It's not something you're going to think about, but when you have to start adapting, right, and start turning it into your home indefinitely, you don't know how long you're here for, these 4 walls are going to start driving you insane. So the most important thing that we did was create some routine, and that's get up early, do a fitness workout, some yoga, get in the swimming pool, do some laps. Routine is the most important thing, right?
Yeah.
Swim a day, the doctor away. Not quite. Is the alien head?
Yep.
So glad we got a swimming pool.
Yeah.
Pretty much every day, as much as we can, even when it's raining. We'll get in the swimming pool and do some laps just for exercise and I guess for sanity, right? Have some sort of routine and it gives us that sense of purpose as opposed to just being on standby waiting. Yeah.
So I guess we're truly blessed to have found this place in many ways.
Yeah. And they've been flexible too, right? Like swimming pools are supposed to be closed, gyms are supposed to be closed, which they are. We were allowed to use the pool. I mean, it got to a point right now we're the only ones left in the resort, so what difference does it make? And they're very flexible. Like they gave Sash a very good price on a monthly basis because we're no longer paying just for a vacation for 3 weeks anymore. It's more on a monthly basis.
More like a home. More like
Oh,
a home
yeah.
that we're renting over here.
We've turned it into a home, absolutely.
We're still stuck here trying to escape. Stay tuned for the next part of this vlog where we plan to escape India somehow during this international travel ban. We hope you enjoyed our content, and if you do like what we create, give us a like and a subscribe if you would like to see us doing more of this.
Also, if you're stuck in India, drop us a DM on our IG and we might be able to help you escape too. I will be creating more moto vlogs, so if you are into those and enjoying them, be sure to check out the playlist on our channel. As soon as I reach back to the desert, I'll be creating more of those. So be sure to subscribe and hit that bell button to receive future updates. We'll see you in the next video. So right now, just to save some money because we are overweight, as always. It's one of those airport things, I guess.
It's the entire bottle of Cajun
got our boarding passes, on the way to the gate just in time. And we're going to head to Bombay.
And said that we are the last ones and we need to hurry
Oh, he
up
called
because
you?
the
Is that who it was?
yeah, the gate's closing, so we need to go.